Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jaclynn. This is my jungle, and if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you for still being here. So today I am a little bit under the weather, in case you can't tell. I'm definitely better now, but I've been pretty sniffly and congested. I don't think that I had like the flu or the cold or anything like that. I just was a little... Holy shit! There's also a snowstorm outside and a lot of snow and ice on my roof that keeps falling and hitting the roof like below it. So yeah, there might be some background noise, plows going by. I'm going to try to edit that stuff out, obviously. But like I was saying, I've been a little bit under the weather. I normally would never film with my hair up. But we are here because I wanted to make a really quick Valentine's Day video for you guys. I always forget to make a Valentine's Day video. And this year I was like, girl, you gotta show them some of your favorite heart-shaped leaves. I feel like this is a pretty cliche video topic that you'll see a lot of plant tubers doing, but I haven't done it. And if I have, it's been a really long time and I don't remember. And I have lots of different plants now than I used to years ago. So I've got 5 plants for you guys today that I think have some really nice round heart-shaped leaves that I would love to show you. Now, trust me, I really wanted to just show you all of my Anthurium, but not necessarily all of them have what I would consider truly heart-shaped leaves. So I was really aiming for those like actual really nice wide heart-shaped leaves. So when I was looking through all of my Anthurium, I was like, all right, which one actually really looks like a heart? And I'm thinking it might be this one right here is my Anthurium forgetii X luxurians. And I mean, just look at her. Look at how round and heart-shaped these leaves are. I felt like she was the perfect contender to be on this list today. They're in no particular order, but I do really particularly love this one. This is her newest leaf out. She's just stunning. Honestly, the camera doesn't do her justice in this lighting. She's got like a bluish kind of iridescent sheen to her. The light that I'm filming with is just like a tad too bright for that. Let me see if I turn it down a smidge. Still pretty bright, but you know. So forgetii X luxurians, this is her newest leaf. She is also in caterpillar, so I'm hoping that she's gonna actually give me an inflow soon. This is what she looks like when she's hardened off. You can actually probably see that bluish kind of like oil slick sheen to her on her older leaf that's hardened off better than the new one. So I'm just really interested in seeing what this plant is going to continue to look like as she grows, and she's just one of my personal faves. So when it comes to truly heart-shaped leaves, this one's a little more narrow, but her newest one is getting really wide, and it's this roundness around here and the defined lobes that kind of come to a point. Forgetii X luxurians is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is this guy, my Monstera albo sport variegated, and this is just my favorite Monstera in my collection. Honestly, I've got tons of albos, I've got Tycons, I've got Aureas, I've got so many Monstera, but this one is my favorite. She's the largest in my collection, and you're probably not even going to be able to see her wholeness on camera in this frame, but look at her. Isn't she beautiful? So this is my sport variegated Monstera deliciosa large form. So there are 2 plants in here. One side is not variegated, the other side is variegated. When I got her, you guys, she just had these like really subtle little splashes of white on her, and then bam, look at these new leaves that she gave me. That one, and then this is the newest. So I've got her on a moss pole. You can kind of see all her roots in there. She's definitely a happy plant, and you're gonna want to put a plant like this on a moss pole anyway, because if I didn't have her contained to this pole like this, you see how all her stems are tied up like that, she would take up so much more space. She'd be huge. So Monstera, deliciosa, sport variegated, but this one's pretty elbow. The newer one, honestly, this one kind of, oops. This one kind of came out a little bit creamier than the rest. I'm not sure if that's like a lighting thing. This one sits right in like a southwest-ish facing window, so it gets pretty bright light. But we'll see as she keeps going. It looks like her next leaf is going to have some really nice color too, and genetically she's a dream. Some of her older leaves down here are definitely, you know, not as attractive, but these new ones up here are the ones that really grab my attention, and they're just that classic Monstera deliciosa. She cute. Okay, fam, so number 3 on my list is one that literally has heartleaf in its name. And no, it's not a heartleaf philodendron. I don't actually have any. I have a variegated micans in a prop box that looks pretty sad, so I opted to just not show you that one. But there are some plants that literally have heart shape in their name, and this is my Hoya verticillata heartleaf silver. And if you guys remember, I ordered this one not too long ago off of Etsy, and I'm obsessed with her. I put her up on this cutie little trellis, and I mean, these leaves are truly heart-shaped, especially this new one here. Look at how stinking cute she is. I'm just obsessed with her. She was not cheap. She was a pretty penny, but she was a wish list Hoya, and I was willing to splurge on her a little bit. I am going to propagate her soon. I'm just enjoying her on this trellis for right now, but I am probably going to take a few cuttings from up here eventually. This vine is done growing, then I will cut her, because cutting her will likely actually just encourage growth from somewhere else. So if you do have like some stubborn plants, some stubborn Hoya especially, giving them a little prune is actually not a bad idea. When you cut the plant, if I cut it here, it actually shoots growth hormone back down into the plant, lets the plant know, hey, we've been cut, we've been damaged, we need to start growing from somewhere. I've always loved the heart-shaped, more rounded leaves of this subspecies of verticillata. There are longer leaf. There's tons of verticillata subspecies that exist, but this one is my personal favorite. I grew out the splash for a really long time and eventually sold it, but this one, you guys know, if you've been here, you know I am a sucker for a silver leaf and a sucker for a heart-shaped leaf, so this Hoya was kind of a no-brainer for me. So Hoya verticillata heartleaf, not splash, heartleaf silver. I always want to say splash. I had them for so long. I sold some, had them in my inventory for a long time too. So that is number 3? Number 3 on my list. And while we're talking about Hoya, it wouldn't be right for me to not share my Hoya latifolia species Sarawak. Look at that heart-shaped leaf. So this is number 4 on my list of favorite heart-shaped leaves in my collection. If you guys have been here, you know this is just one of my favorite plants, period. I absolutely love her. Look at these gorgeous, billowy, splashy, veiny, heart-shaped leaves. They can get quite large. She hasn't done an awful lot of growing for me. She's given me like some newer leaves down here. So again, I probably will like propagate her. Hoya latifolia species Sarawak. There are lots of latifolia species. They all tend to have a bit of a heart shape. This is just a latifolia from Indonesia. I don't know exactly what type. There are, again, so many latifolia subspecies, just like verticillata, that it can be a little hard to keep track of them. So this one also has a really nice heart shape, the dinner plate Hoya as well. In my opinion, I just think that the reason why the Sarawak is so popular is because of the rounded heart-shaped leaves that it has compared to other latifolia, and that kind of like billowiness to it. You can see it's kind of like raised up. It's got this pillowy kind of look to the leaves that differs from other latifolia species that can be actually kind of the opposite or even just more flat. You can certainly get both things on the same plant, but in my experience, the Sarawak does lean more towards that billowy kind of like cuppy shape that this leaf exhibits here. So, and she does get a little splashy, some cute little splashes on her. So it is difficult at first to learn how to differentiate the Sarawak between other latifolia species, but once you have an eye for it, you can just tell, you can pick it out from the crowd. And again, you're gonna get ones that maybe don't necessarily always look like Sarawak, like this leaf came out a little deformed, but sometimes, you know, we just have to make an educated guess when it comes to certain subspecies because it can be really hard to tell. Again, like this one's just coming from Indonesia. Its sunstress is red. It's really cute, but I would not be able to tell you what subspecies of latifolia this actually is. It might not even have a name. So that is why I put these cuties at number 4 on my list today of my favorite heart-shaped leaves. Okay, so last but not least, number 5 on my list today, again, in no particular order. You really didn't think that I was gonna let you get away with just one Anthurium, did you? No. Number 5 is this gorgeous Anthurium King of Spades. So this one is actually technically open pollinated. I got this one from Fontanimal Plant House, but I'm almost positive that it's a pure King of Spades, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's gorgeous. It has these really beautiful round leaves. And when I think of Anthurium and heart-shaped leaves, the King of Spades is definitely one that comes to mind. I do have other King of Spades in my collection, but this specimen in particular, this King of Spades open pollinated from Fontanimal, is the nicest one, and it's my favorite one, and it's the one that definitely has the most rounded, and honestly, probably not. It just has the nicest leaves. It has the most heart-shaped leaves, in my opinion, and I just think she's absolutely gorgeous. This is the newest leaf out. And she's stunning. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you're an Anthurium addict, if you think that this King of Spades was self-pollinated, or you think maybe there could be another parent. I'd love to know what you think. But otherwise, this is number 5 on my list. This is the last one on my list today, and I'm obsessed with her. So that's why I put her on the list. And I would love to know what plants you guys are loving in your collection that are heart-shaped. Let me know in the comments below. I hope that you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Even if you're just chilling by yourself, it's okay. It doesn't need to be about yucky romantic relationship stuff anyway. Just chill, put on your favorite movie, and hang out with your cats and your plants. So that is it for my list, you guys, of my favorite heart-shaped leaves. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, you guys, so you don't miss anything from me. And I love ya. If you watch this whole entire video, obviously leave me some heart emojis in the comments below. And I hope you're having a beautiful day out there, fam. And I also hope that I see you in the next one. Bye. I'm not afraid.